Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another review, and today I'm going to be taking a look at another high-grade GQuuuuuuX kit, and this right here is the high-grade light-type Guncannon. Not to be mixed up with the standard GQuuuuuuX version of the Guncannon, the big, chunky, double-cannoned version. This is a light version, as it says in the box, a K-type if you will. Once again, another absolutely incredible GQuuuuuuX build and kit. And as usual, this video right here wouldn't have been possible without those phenomenal people over at Hobby Link Japan, so link is down there in the description. Now let's get right on into it. So I will mention at this point right here, this is usually where there is a build, but as you can see, there is no build. I will say it is a 4 out of 5, fantastic, beautiful GQuuuuuuX build through and through with a couple of stickers of course, but overall, very enjoyable. The reason there is no actual build here is the backlog is starting to build up a little bit, so I actually tried to blast out a few kits in one day. Filming takes a little bit extra time. Well, what can I say? It's not officially a Mecha Gaikotsu versus the backlog just yet, but it's getting close. Maybe it should be. Overall, super enjoyable. And that brings us to this right here, the finished light type Guncannon, which is an incredible design. I love the fact that the head is really giving that Gundam normal suit or pilot suit type helmet feel. That is pretty cool, a nice take on the Guncannon or General Jim kind of design. I really hope they do that absolutely awesome RX-78-1 as a kit. That would be nice. But yeah, like I said, I didn't actually do the build of this particular kit because it's time to get busting that backlog to some degree, so I will just kind of run through it real quickly. The arms are pretty much what we've been seeing from some nice GQuuuuuuX kits so far. Very similar to the Red Gundam in a lot of ways, being a lot more red. We've got the nice stripes on the shoulders too, which are color separated. The only things that aren't are these stickers on here, the stickers here, but overall it is incredibly impressive with some nice layering of grey from underneath. These hard points are essentially exactly the same as what we saw on the Red Gundam, and the only thing that's kind of a little bit simple design-wise on this kit is the design of the torso. As you can see, big ball joint here, big hollow inside, and there isn't really a whole lot going on inside of the chest. There's not a lot of color separation really either. Well, there's nice grey, stickers, yellow, grey, and grey, but overall the parts aren't really separated out too much. But it still is so phenomenal. The legs, the arms, and especially the head are really fun to build. You're just gonna have to trust me on that one. But yeah, jumping into the overall aesthetics on this does look phenomenal. It's a very, very nice kit and a really cool kind of take on the Guncannon, the classic Guncannon, by giving it this lighter format and lighter overall silhouette. It makes it look a little bit more heroic than the standard clunker we're used to. Overall, nice GQuuuuuuX designs across the board here. The legs are very similar, as well as the arms to the Red Gundam we would have seen recently, and it's the head that has impressed me the most here. It's very, very nicely designed. Overall, incredible looking kit, and they've definitely nailed it. Like I mentioned, when it comes to the color separation all over the place, it is very nicely done, especially on the surface. The white separated out of the shoulders, the yellow on the chest, the upper thighs, little grey sections coming from underneath in some places, especially on the legs, and similar hard points to what we would have seen on the Red Gundam. The backpack similar too, sharing a lot of design elements in general with that particular Gundam, just with a little bit of a Guncannon veneer. This kit is incredible looking. What a great take. One of my favorite designs overall from the series personally. So there it is side by side with the actual line art, or should I say 3D model from the anime, and as you can see, pretty much everything is nailed right here. I mean, the only thing that isn't, and quite similar I guess to the Red Gundam, is the little kind of bar sections around the hand and arm, forearm area are meant to be in yellow, which is definitely a disappointment because when you do get them detailed up, like I did on the Red Gundam, it does look very, very nice. These do look a little bit plain, but not the hardest thing to paint up really. Their exterior, raised detail, so you can just run a brush or Gundam marker across them, so not really the worst, but a bit disappointing. We are missing a little bit of a hazard stripe around the beam saber too, but yeah, besides that, this is very, very color accurate. I will mention there are some stickers on it, which I will mention very soon, but yeah, even around back as well, color separation very nice, including the light gray in the bottom of the backpack, and overall looking good. As for the stickers we have on here, making up for the lack of color, this right here was the sheet of stickers. Now, one odd thing about this is a lot of the stickers on here, including these ones, and all of these up the side here, they have a second one. So if you do screw up or lose the sticker, there is another one on there. I don't know why Bandai don't do this more often. That's pretty cool. I will also mention these are the classic style paper stickers, so not the fun ones like we would have seen on the Gyan. So yeah, just standard paper stickers, which do mean they peel a little bit. And I find These ones right here on the legs are kind of a little inclined to peel when you're just handling the kit, so we do have those ones there. The little kind of hazard stripes right here. Seems there's a bit of a sensor in the belt buckle. We've got the red and the green orientation lights, the aircraft orientation lights up on the shoulders. These little dark circles right here, these are stickers too. And just like we saw on the Red Gundam, these ones right here on the hard points, these are also stickers. Otherwise you'd have to paint some tiny, intricate reflective green detailing. Again, an absolutely impressive looking little kit right here. What I'm most impressed by is probably the design of the head. The visor really does catch the light very nicely. There is some detail inside of that. There are some stickers used for the sensor-like eyes. You can kind of see them in there, kind of shining back a little bit. So that does mean it adds a little bit of extra dimension too. Overall, this is an incredibly nice variant of the Guncannon. Beautiful. So there it is side by side with your standard size Gundam on the left. So as you can see, it's a little bit taller than average, beside the high-grade GQuuuuuuX on the right, high-grade Police Saku on the left, GQuuuuuuX Gelgoog, Red Gundam, GQuuuuuuX Gan, Armored Core Kit, high-grade AOZ Hyzak, real-grade Shining Gundam, and the high-grade Gundam Aerial. So now jumping into the accessories, and here's absolutely everything that comes with the light type Guncannon. What we get in here is one beam saber, but we do get 2 blades because 2 blades always come on the runners, a beam rifle, and 4 hands in total. That's holding hands and widespread. When it comes to the hands, like I mentioned, we have 2 types in here. These are the usual ball joint attachment. They pop on super simple. The alternate hand we have in here is a widespread hand, so looking good yet again. Flipping around to the back, you can see this once again is not detailed. Well, it is detailed, but the colors aren't there, so you will have to paint it if you want it color accurate. As the name suggests, this is like a gun cannon, so this is the cannon that puts the cannon in the gun cannon. This is more like a Gundam the Origin almost style kind of backpack cannon, because as you can see, it is attached into the backpack. Very similar to what we would have seen on the Origin version of the RX-78-2. Now, it is interesting to note that the backpacks on these kits are core landers, or should I say core fighters. So that does mean when this transforms, I wonder if it has a big old cannon on one side. That seems useful, yet at the same time a little bit on the cumbersome or like kind of heavy on one side, unbalanced kind of way. Also right here, it is worth noting that this kit right here does have the same sort of hard points we would have seen on the Red Gundam. That's these ones here on the shoulders, elbows, and the side of the calves. This does heavily imply that we were to see more kind of modular attachment weaponry for using on various Federation suits in universe that maybe they never really got around to, which is a little bit disappointing, but it is interesting to see if these are compatible. So yeah, the hard points on this kit are exactly the same as what we would have seen with the Red Gundam, so the parts are compatible. You can pop the bits onto the light cannon right here. I will mention though the alternate hard points, that is the hard points with the 3mm peg on the top of them, are not included inside this box, so you will have to take them from the Red Gundam's box. So next up in here, we've got the Beam Saber. So that is Beam Saber singular because it just has the one. Of course, there are 2 beams in here. They're in a nice shade of pink, by the way. Very, very unique, and it's always nice to have a spare one knocking around. The handles are basic enough. There's a little bit of detail on them, just one piece. So equipping this on the light type Guncannon is simply just slide it into the hand just like so. Getting it into a pose is an absolute breeze. Holds onto it fine and it does what it needs to do. Looking good again, that shade of pink. Very, very nice. When it's not in use to store, you just pop it out of the hand, pop off the beam, and it can attach up onto this little hard point here up on the backpack. Now this is ball joint attached like we would have seen with the Red Gundam, so you can move it around whatever way you do like. So if you want to get this into a kind of drawing pose like this right here, you can do just that and line it up to the hand perfectly. Very nice. So next up in here we have the beam rifle. So this is the GQuuuuuuX version of the Guncannon's beam rifle, which also the light type Guncannon has. Overall, it does look really nice. We've got some color separation for the yellow sight section. We have a green foil sticker for that little sight section there as well. And as for the moving parts, this upper sensor or sight moves side to side just like so. So that is very nice. And we do also have this kind of cool, almost what looks like a chain link section right here at the front, which can also move forward and back. So when it comes to attaching on the beam rifle, it's the usual kind of sandwich hand routine again. Both sides of the hand are the bread. This is the ham, you slap it in, close it up, and it attaches on in the usual kind of ball joint wrist sort of way. Overall, this does work out well. It looks nice in the hand. But I will mention at this point, I am feeling a little bit of a restriction when it comes to the articulation, trying to get it into certain poses and whatnot, especially this shooting pose right here. So I guess that makes it time to check out the articulation. So finally now jumping onto the articulation, and one thing I will say, when it says light type gun cannon, they're not joking, this is a very light kit. When getting this into the usual pose, it does have a little bit, or should I say quite a few issues down at the legs. The ankles are limited, and the hips are limited, which really do kind of affect the overall posing on the ground, because the knees are very, very good. The upper body in general is quite good too. I do find some of the ball joints like the ankles and the shoulders pop sometimes when you're trying to get this into position, so you have to put the limbs back where they just popped out of. Overall, it does okay, but not great. This is definitely one of those kits that is less than the sum of its parts. Like, there is a lot of nice articulation on this kit that gets blocked overall by the parts that, well, don't move. For example, this kit does not have side skirts, so this just piece of overhang armor is just always in the way. Anyway, let's go through everything. Alright, so blasting through every bit of the articulation on this, starting with the head. So there's the neck all the way down and all the way up, so you can see it is a little bit on the limited side. It does have a secondary joint here, but that definitely locks out to the back very quickly. There it is, side to side, so overall, it likes to pop. The shoulder joint is aligned inside the torso to move forward and back like so. What we get then is the full rotation all the way around with a little bit of pivot in there. Shoulder is separate to the arm, so it can move up like so. There is the arm. Again, pieces like to pop on this. There is the arm all the way up as far as it will go. All the way back down again. Full 360 spin at the upper arm. There is the 2-point bend at the elbow, very, very nice. This hard point here is on a little bit of a pivot like we saw in the Red Gundam, and a standard ball joint wrist. We've got an interesting ball-style torso on this. I love this design. It reminds me of something like the Build Burning Gundam or the Grimoire. Those have a kind of ball inside of it. So what it actually is in here is a big old ball, and we do have a joint up in the upper section as well. So the combined ab crunch is that all the way to the back, which is extremely, extremely nice for pulling off some lying on the ground gun cannon poses. So I'm wondering if we'll get a full-on GQuuuuuuX Guncannon. I hope so. So anyway, there it is. Forward, back, and again, mainly to the back for this. A nice rock side to side as well here, so you can get some good ab poses out of it, and this can rotate all the way around there. Like I mentioned, one of the saddest aspects about this is the fact that these aren't actual side skirts. So the big old Gunderpants or iron diaper on this doesn't move at all anywhere. So these little flaps do get in the way. That combined with the fact that the waist does not house any kind of dropping mechanism. It is ball joints again, so not the same as every GQuuuuuuX kit out there. Only some of those have those, which means you only get a little bit of drop, down, and raising action here to get it out of the way of stuff. So in the end, when you get your kicks, these do get a little bit blocked if you don't adjust right, but there you go. That is the kick all the way to the front, so not crazy great. And there it is out to the back, of course, a lot better because it doesn't have one of these little yellow things. Then when it comes to the splits, it's just that right there. Again, for a grunt, I assume this counts as a grunt, that isn't so bad, so you can't complain too much. These little guys are on ball joints too, so you can't move them around ever so slightly. Next up then, there is the bend at the knee. So the bend at the knee is actually quite nice. This is pretty much lifted directly from the Red Gundam, so it still has the same nice design in there. Overall, very nice, but because of the limited waist up here, and the limitations at the ankle, including, well, structural strength, that does kind of bring it down a little bit. So yeah, speaking about the ankles, once again, this does have just a bit of armor hovering away right here. And what we get is that, oh, these like to pop, wow. Gotta be careful with these. So you got this to the front and then this to the back. So that is pretty much it, or the foot will pop off. Then the side to side is just a little bit of a pivot only. When it comes to what's around the backpack, we saw already that this right here is a ball joint, and this is just a simple peg. That's it. Over the shoulder, bam, 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 back into resting position. So once again, there is that full pose you get out of it. So the articulation here is quite good, but it's limited by itself, which is definitely on the sad side. So it does mean overall posing is limited. But you know, not classic limited, just limited compared to what you see today. So anyway, that right there is it for the review, and this kit right here is gold tier and just about, which the whole line has been pretty much so far. So even though this whole line is pretty uniform when it comes to the tiering, it really is the individual aspects that's different between them all, and this one is probably what I spent the most time thinking about over all of them. So basically, to break it down, Aesthetically, this kit is absolutely gorgeous. Of course, it does lose the 1.4, not having the color separation on the back of the arms and the forearms, and the reliance on stickers here and there. But overall, it's been color separated so nicely on the shoulders, the legs, the torso, and especially the head. Everything about it looks phenomenal. With a little bit of lining, and if you even went a little bit further and detailed it up, this will be a perfect, beautiful looking kit. Now when it comes to the articulation and the accessories, I don't usually add a half a point, but 2 points seem too little and 3 points seem too much, because the articulation is insanely good when it comes to the individual elements, but they just kind of clash off each other, and that's where they kind of lost that half a point from being pretty much average. Again, it's worse than the sum of its parts. The parts are good. Some modding will definitely get more articulation out of this kit, and it won't even be much. When it comes to the accessories, it's pretty light in here. It's nice to get some widespread hands, but besides that, it's a single beam saber and a beam rifle. Par for the course for the mobile suit in question, but it isn't too exciting. The beam rifle's nice, but everything else is kind of forgettable. Finally, then, when it does come to the build, another fantastic, simple yet very effective GQuuuuuuX build. Now, I would have liked to have seen it being a little bit higher, but the shoulders do pop every now and then, so do the ankles, so they can be a little bit annoying. So like I said, this entire line has been gold tier so far, or should I say X-Gold tier, but all for completely different reasons, and that's why those bars are so important. Again, it looks fantastic, articulation is limited because of silly design choices, accessories are meh, build is fun. But then again, I do love the look of it, and I love this kit personally, so I still highly recommend it. Anyway, as always, thank you so much for watching. This video would not have been possible without those awesome people over at HobbyLink Japan, and as always, I will see you next time. It wouldn't be the end of the video without special thanks to each and every single one of you guys for watching my videos, and special thanks to the channel members and the members over on Patreon, including Caleb, Engelhardt, Joe, RG59061, Scotty Thomas, Simon, and Van Fawn.